And it
Is live? Yeah,
officially live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your journey, your mini tarot series journey with myself, Katarina,
Sabrina.
and this is for anybody who wants to dive in deeper into the tarot for themselves, or maybe who knows for the future possibility of doing it for others. We're going through all the major arcanas. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
No, that's good.
There we go. And we are now at
Temperance,
yes,
which is number 14,
14.
which is 1 + 4 is 5. 5 is all about change. We're going to go through the symbolism of the card. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, there is an angel with red expansive wings behind him or her. It's Raphael. I think it's the Archangel Raphael because it's the healing angel, but it could be anyone's angel, whoever you feel called to be.
Well, they have the 2 cups also with the water going through it. And water is very cleansing. It's very healing. So
that's right.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. But overall, there's an angel.
Yeah. And on the angel, there's a print of a square with a red triangle within it. And that's like unity of spirit, which is a triangle, and matter, which I feel like is such what we're living right now, kind of, right? Where the spirit is living in the matter, right? Or it's that balance that we're trying to find. And that's the temperance.
Union,
temperance has the
bridging of the gap.
2 cups. And to me, what I find exciting is there's like water flowing like high, it's like the water is going from one to the other, but it's not just like on the, the way we would do it on a table. It's like in the air kind of thing. So there's that like feeling of
in between worlds type of
thing. But also trusting. I'm trusting myself to like balance this in the real world. And then there's like a path to the sun, which is a path to higher consciousness. And then there's irises here, which is our hope and new beginnings. And also, it was really interesting about temperance. He or she, whatever, this angel has 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in the water. So that's the balance. Like 1 foot I'm grounded, 1 foot I'm freaking emotional. This is the story of our lives, right? I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful, I mean, go.
No, go ahead.
I was going to just say, as a side note, temperance is my most challenging card.
Oh.
Yeah. Whenever I come into a reading and I see temperance, I'm like, I don't feel like so connected to the card, but perhaps because Sabrina hasn't found balance yet. Those, right? Or because I don't know. It's just, I feel like I'm not like, doesn't draw me in. Like the devil that's coming up draws me more than this like kind of energy.
Yeah, because you've probably integrated the shadow aspect, the devil aspects of that, because devil's just shadow aspects of ourselves. But temperance, have we integrated? Because every card you can integrate them, you can work with them as well. And temperance, if you're somebody who's impatient, the temperance will be a little challenging for you. I know for me, in the beginning of this tarot journey, when I was practicing it, temperance, I couldn't stand it because I wanted things to be moved fast. I wanted to be done now. I wanted to be done yesterday, basically everything. So for you, if your first instinct was, is Sabrina balanced? That's a good question to ask. That's probably something.
Like in reverse, it's difficulty in finding common ground. So I was like, maybe, because I'm always like challenging myself all the time, even
challenging others.
Like, why are you still thinking about this, and why, instead of just allowing things to flow. And right, isn't this journey fun?
So fun,
so much fun. Yeah. So what is like? So we could talk about that. Like,
I wanted to also add, isn't this an air sign?
No, it's a fire sign.
Oh,
Sagittarius.
Really? Yeah. I always got the impression that it was an air sign for some reason. Probably because it's like floating in the air.
I would think it's a water sign.
Yeah, I can see how you would think it's a water. But the wings, I guess, the wings make me feel like air.
But the funny thing is, it's associated with Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is interesting because Sagittarius is this, like, for me, a Sagittarian is someone who's a nomad. Someone who is quick, impulsive, ready to move, spontaneous, like, okay, I want to go travel. Yes, tomorrow. Boom, out.
Very fiery, very in the moment, even more than Aries, I would say.
Yeah, I feel Sagittarius doesn't think as much as Aries would.
Yeah.
And Aries is a little bit more grounded
Yeah.
than them, but because they're the mutable sign.
Mm.
Sagittarius is also like it wants to expand knowledge, wants to know more, know more. And it's like, the fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sag, cardinal, fixed, mutable. And so mutable means that you're flexible, right? So
which kind of goes back to this balance
that
makes water sense. Going in and out. But still, interesting.
I find it interesting too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, anyway, so that's what it is. And I like the fact that it's a 14, it's 5, it's change, right? Uncomfortable change to me, 5, always. And that's what that is. So that's coming up for you. A lot of people, and what's coming up in the collective for the temperance is that. It's this impatience for, this is actually perfect. Because I just posted something on my story today about how a new door is not going to open until the newer version of yourself is ready to move through it, right?
I saw that. Was really nice.
We say it, we're like, oh yeah, blah blah, but really read it, because a lot of people are impatient. They want their new version to come online today,
or they want to be premature,
or they want to I want my job now. I want my relationship to happen right now because I'm ready. But maybe he's not or she's not ready. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
or you think you're ready.
And
then you get it, and then it slips through your fingers, and you're like, but I was ready. Well, no, you weren't, technically.
So divine timing is such a big thing, I find.
That's been a huge
such a big thing that's coming up too with this Lionsgate portal and all that we just passed now. And the Lionsgate portal stays till August 12th, by the way. So it's anyways, every portal, like we said,
we're going live.
Oh my God, I just had coffee.
Online.
I just woke up. Today we were all like, me. And now we're online and we're all excited again. So
I just wanted to add also,
yes, please do.
The uncomfortness that she's talking about, that Sabrina was referring to, has to do with also being in between worlds, being in between the material and the spiritual, which is also what's depicted with the feet and also depicted with
the
triangle and the square, but also with the cups, right? You're in between, you're going from one state of being to another state of being. And a lot of the times that could create a lot of uncomfortness because it's the unknown. It's like, oh, I'm going this way, but what if I go that way? And you're like, it represents being in limbo, right? Patience, being in limbo, being in between the future and the past, being in between your true self and the person you're becoming. And it's usually the answers with this card, when it shows up for me, it's the answers in between the words, in between the phrases, in between the spaces. But for that, you need to be still, and you need to be in stillness and quiet. And especially if we're going back to Sagittarius and that fiery spirit, who wants to be still? You want to do, but then the Temperance brings us back to the no. The answer is in the nothing. The answer is in the place where you're resisting the most, which is the space.
The void.
Exactly.
The nothing.
Nothing.
That is a big thing.
I was looking for another word for nothing, but I was just like, and nothing's coming up, but the void is great.
It's funny that you bring up that, because I'm going to, in this week's, I'm doing, in my Let's Talk, I'm going to talk about the in-between world. So I feel like the world we're in between. Like a lot of us, especially the starseeds, are in this place of we don't, our foot is not on the earth and not in the water. It's not in the air. It's just floating. It's in the air. We're floating thing. So that's what this is. And what comes up when I see this is moderation. So every time I see temperance, I think maybe someone is a heavy drinker or a heavy gambler or something excessive, in their life. Or they overeat. Oh, maybe that's why. I'm not that I overeat, but I'm anyways. I overindulge, perhaps it's overindulgence, and that's what brings up with temperance with me. I don't know. Who knows? Okay.
Who knows?
But
could be all of the above or none of the above too.
Yeah. But that's what's coming up for this to me. I feel like it's the overthinking. That's a Sagittarius energy too, right?
Yeah, technically.
excessive. Like if they're good, if when they go travel, I mean, I have Sagittarius moon. When I go travel, I don't go travel small. I go travel all over the world for a year and a half. Bye. You know what I'm saying? We don't travel like everything we do is in excess. That's kind of cool, actually.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Temperance is like, okay, can we find the balance though?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do like all or nothing.
Very interesting. Yeah.
On our way to higher, like on your way to higher consciousness means really doing nothing. It's really like you don't need to do anything, which is like a common topic that we bring up. We're going to bring up all the time, probably in all our podcasts.
And this is a state of being, right? And this is what we mean, because you're still in the 3D reality. There's still stuff that you're going to probably need to do. Responsibilities, yes, that's your 3D aspect, the human aspect. But in the state of consciousness, it's a state of beingness, meaning there's nothing to do. It's just a question of being, like feeling through the emotions without necessarily identifying it or not necessarily rationalizing it or trying to pinpoint and be like, oh, it's because of this, connecting the dots. No, where I'm understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the state of consciousness is the state of being where it's like, it's not necessary to connect the dots. You feel an emotion, you be with the emotion, and that's it. That's all. And this is where the flow goes, and this state could unfold naturally because you're no longer holding on to needing to do something about that emotion, right?
Yeah. It's also like blending all the elements is what you're seeing here, because we're seeing all the elements. Like she saw air, which is kind of cool. The water, the earth, and fire is the red, I guess, the red wings or something. Whatever.
Well, the triangle, right? Yeah. The triangle, technically.
Yeah, triangle,
red.
Technically. Spirit. We're finding. But it's like that blending of all kind of different modalities and different, our polarities. Because that's what we're doing. We're kind of bringing everything together. We're merging. As we merge our higher selves, as we do the integration, as all these codes come in, that's what's happening. And it's becoming a little uncomfortable. Like the 14 and the 5 is an uncomfortable change. So that's what's coming up.
Change is just uncomfortable. Because you have to get out of your comfort zone to do the change a lot of the time. Not everybody. Some people are more adept. Some people have trained themselves, has a new set of programming, and some of them even get excited. If you can get excited of change, you know you've changed your programming. But a lot of us are not there yet because change means that you have to do things differently. You have to let go of an old pattern that you used to love. Let go of the overindulgence, which it served you for a reason once upon a time. It's probably served you into distracting you into the emotions you didn't want to feel at that moment, or do the things that you know you have to, technically, in terms of, let's say, responsibility, right? It comes back to, it reminds me of this quote where we hear a lot, with great power comes great responsibility, but the opposite is true too. With great responsibility comes great power. I feel like there's a big lack right now where people don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take responsibility of their health. They don't want to take responsibility of their emotional states, of their mental states. Everybody just wants to be in this like la la land where it's like, I don't affect anybody, nobody affects me as long as I don't do anything to you. But the reality is, with great responsibility, if we decide to take responsibility of ourselves, there's great power in that, because that's when you could step into the true version of yourself. And that version of yourself will ultimately change the world without even needing to do anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And also what she's saying is like the responsibility you're taking is balancing all this, right? This is it. You're balancing your health and your mental, mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, but you're doing that for you. It's not like you're going somewhere to get the help, and it's not someone you're asking always for other people. It's just you doing it. You're facing it.
Yes. You're taking radical responsibility.
And this card kind of, now I'm loving this card. This card is telling you, like, the archangel is here. Like, if you believe in the angels are here to support you. Your higher self is here to support you.
Yeah.
Like the sun is here to support you. The water is here. mother, water, father, son. Everyone's here to support you on this journey. But it's up to you, like she said, it's up to us to take that responsibility. As soon as you take it, because you can say it out loud and not mean it, but everyone, your whole team that is not, we cannot see, it's like, yo, we know we're totally going to put you on a wrong path. You know what I'm saying?
So you can learn.
So you can't lie. And that's just something you learn. There's no white lying or yellow lying.
You can try.
Lying. There's no lying anymore.
You can try.
You're like, yo, man. I could hear them. They're like, yo, are you for real, Sabrina? I'm like, I know. I just stepped onto a new lesson. Okay. Right. So temperance is that beautiful energy. I love it. Yeah.
It's that taking responsibility.
Moving towards the higher state of being, but doing the work. Basically, that's what it is.
Pretty much.
So you want to answer? So we got one person, the same person. By the way, no, I'm guilting you all.
And
but anyways,
what she means by that is that you have an opportunity to get a free reading from us through these. If you made it this far, and all you have to do is just write a question
in the comments
in regards to the next card, which will be the Devil's card. So more like, where am I self-sabotaging myself, or what I need to know about the situation? And generally we'll go about it.
Why am I controlling my
Devil
life?
card.
Why is I'm allowing someone else to control? Why am I in a toxic relationship? There's so many things with the devil.
What do I need to know about my toxic traits?
Yeah, ego. It's all ego. Anyways, okay. This is the temperance question, and we're going to pull. We're going to do a little card pull for it. I feel pulled in 1,000 different directions and unsure, uncomfortable in all of them. I know there's growth in the uncomfortable, but will balance be coming soon?
That's a great question.
So,
thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
Here we go, Lynn. We got
one
flyer.
Ace of Swords. And I love this one from the Curious Critters by Chris Ann. She is a Canadian artist. She has amazing tarot decks.
Ooh.
And this one has a hummingbird holding a sword, a very pointy sword. I forgot how you call those. Those are
so funny. Oh my God, 7 of
with
Swords
a reef on it.
Okay.
7 of Swords.
So you're asking if there's balance in this discomfort that you're feeling, right?
She was asking if there was any balance coming anytime soon.
Yeah. And we got the Ace of Swords, which is clarity. We got the Sun.
Oh, wow. So that's like
which is power.
That's just like, yes.
And
that's the ultimate yes card.
The Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarius, which is the card that we're doing right now.
Which means moving forward, meaning that you're going to take action.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
I love this for you, Lynn.
Okay, I'm going to put them up. The Ace of Swords comes in, and it's like the universe or your higher self or is clearing the path for you, right? Like you're feeling discomfort, but maybe that's where you're supposed to be feeling a little prickly right now. Everyone thinks that this journey is so smooth sailing, but there's no smooth sailing at all. It's all jagged edge, people. So this is like the sword to me is like the truth, right? Of your life, of your true essence. But the sword is pointy and it hurts, it stabs, right? So
like that.
This to me is like there's like a victory wreath over the pointy part. So it's going to be a bit uncomfortable, but if you weren't uncomfortable, would you know that you even needed to find balance? No.
Or did you even know you need to change something?
Exactly. So that's what's coming. And I almost love that it's piercing through the discomfort for the sun to shine.
Sun. Yeah. I know, so beautiful. It's such a great reading.
Such a great reading.
I actually love that the 7 of Swords was underneath the deck too, because it means to me that one, there will be maybe self-sabotaging thoughts, old patterns, but that you're piercing through them right now. Like they might still be there, and just to be aware of it, because usually underneath the deck is the overall energies. So even you asking this question could be preventing it to move forward faster.
And also,
right?
if you look at the way the card is, the swords are flying in, right? And this little, like, what is he? What is this? It's like whatever he is, a bird. He's like moving. He's moving towards this. which is clarity.
So
even if there's all these swords being flung at him, all this like remarks and people's or people's energies, other people's ideas and belief systems being thrown at you,
or maybe your own opinions and your own doubts and your own fears. Yeah.
And he's like running into this, and he's turned into a little hummingbird, and now he's like seeing things clearly. And the sun shows up to say, yeah, this is what you're starting to remember. This is why you're here. Like there's like, we needed you to go through this like prickly part. We needed you to feel this. Like you don't understand this, even when you're in like these weird relationships, or you're like in these like unmotivating jobs. Like you feel like almost like you're at a wall all the time. And then the sun shines, because even though it's uncomfortable, like, oh, they fired you. Someone broke up with you. Someone's not showing you any love. So why is they rejecting me? Nah, nah, nah. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. Why would I even have stayed there? And that's what's happening. And the Knight of Wands is like, as soon as you know this, it's time to move and never look back.
Go time. Well, the Knight of Wands specifically is, they're moving forward.
Yeah.
They're moving forward. They have an aim. They have that passion was just ignited by the sun probably, and they're going for it.
Also, it's more fun. It's a very fun energy. Yeah. And I also feel like there's travel here. Or like you were so uncomfortable that maybe you weren't able to, only because I know you, Lynn, and I'm going to say it to you, but everyone else here too, is like you have an idea and you're stuck with the idea. Like I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have an education, blah, 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 blah. And this is like, no, man, enough with your bullshit. Enough with your stupid talk here. Let's go. That's what that is.
Let's go, Lynn.
Let's go, Lynn. Temperance, be patient, right? Find that balance. So beautiful. What a beautiful so nice card. And it's for everybody here.
I hope this answers your question. Let us know down in the comment section, and we'll leave you with 3 key takeaways.
All right.
Contemplate, and then maybe you can answer them. We would love to see.
Yes, you can answer the question for the devil.
Yes.
Too. Where can you be more balanced in your daily life? I mean, with the temperance, because it's emotional, mental, all of it. So even when you wake up in the morning, how's my mental? Like I don't want you to be thinking too much about that. But if it's coming up,
but the awareness of it,
it
will be exactly. Yeah. Awareness doesn't mean you're contemplating for 2-3 hours. Awareness is like, oh, I'm feeling like this today. Okay, I'll honor it. I'll accept it. Accepting, as we've been talking about, is radical acceptance is the key to moving forward. Is the key to letting go. One of the keys. And
how do you handle conflicts in your relationships to maintain harmony?
That's a triggering one.
That's a triggering one. Also, the thing is, when you have conflicts that come up within relationships, it's easy to shut down. It's easy to walk away, to slam the door and get the fuck out of the situation instead of just standing in it, feeling the discomfort of it and facing off, right? And it's so uncomfortable, but temperance would want you to do that, because it's like, if you keep running away from it, you will only walk into the devil the next round, right?
Which is exactly.
And we move into the devil the next round, you want to be strong.
Exactly. You don't want to be, and if you're not sure how you handle it, could you see at least what your tendencies are? We were talking about this in one of our first episodes, where there's many different tendencies. You could run, fight, or freeze.
Fight,
or freeze.
Yeah.
Where when you're facing these discomforts, do you have a tendency of running away? Or do you have a tendency of freezing and shutting down and not saying anything and not saying what's true to yourself? Or do you have a tendencies of letting the battles of the egos go and just like without actually hearing what the other person has to say? I know one of my tendencies that I'm working on, I've dealt with a lot of them, but the avoidance, when there's big ones, I still see myself wanting to run away. And it's just sitting down and be like, no, you're going to face this, even if it's uncomfortable. And it's usually fine once you sit with it and you face it and you don't run away. And this could be even with a text message. I've seen myself even with text messages where it's like I avoid to even look at the text message until I feel, and sometimes that could be a good thing where you step away and you wait till your emotions. That's different. But you're going to be facing it. Do you have a tendency of even stepping away from the situation? Do you have a tendency of running away completely? Ghosting, basically.
And it's interesting because what's coming up for me is like Katarina and I probably share this. Maybe I don't know how she's in relationships, but we share this with our what we believe in kind of thing. And we're very outspoken. So if someone would ask me a question, I responded like in all true honesty, right? You're like this
most of the time.
Most of the time. Most of the time. But that could cause that because I've always been like that in my life, that I've always had to stand in the outpouring of anger and whatever, like people attacking. And so I've never been comfortable. I would just sit and I was shut down, officially shut down. Right. And I would walk away with all of it. I would take it all and I would walk away with all of that anger and I'd go cry in a bathroom. But that's not the way to do it, man. Right. So anyways, it's learning. This is what we're doing. Exactly. We're learning what's better for us. What I'm saying? And that's what we do.
And this is where the question comes into place. Can you be aware of the tendencies and can you implement little strategies for the next time that happens where you're going to break that cycle, where you will actually face a discomfort or face or speak your truth
and do the work and do it. Like, don't just think about it and say, I should do this next time, and then walk and actually do it and say, that was really uncomfortable, maybe I'm going to tweak it the next time. But that's the whole thing. It's like, maybe I shouldn't shout back. Okay, nix nay, and like it's like this is the work we're doing. But it's yours only, because it's like Katarina has her own and I have my own way, and that's what makes us all beautiful. That's what we're all bringing into this one. So it's really beautiful. Okay, the third takeaway: which area of your life do you lack patience? OMG, that's everybody. We should do a checklist here.
Which area in your life do you still lack patience?
Interesting. I don't know, because I have gone through a lot of change. Probably my body change is I lack patience, but like I'm fully understanding why it's like this. So I have, that's probably where it is. You?
Do you fully understand?
I'm like understand, like maybe 80%. Because there's moments where I'm like.
Yeah, it's where I'm at in my life at the moment, where I still lack a little bit of patience, where you believe, I should have been there already, or, had I just done that, or this is where I believe I still lack a little bit of patience. Where do you guys lack patience still?
Yeah.
Let us know. And that's it for today.
All right. This was good. We said
fun. Yeah. We always say 17 minutes, and then here we are, almost 30, which is great because we love talking with you guys anyways. It's super.
Yeah. Well, we obviously miss talking.
That too.
It's true. So we're going to get back to our podcast schedules, and we're going to be happy to be there again.
Yeah. And if you missed it,
I hope you enjoyed the Lionsgate.
Yeah, exactly. If you missed it, we still have the Lionsgate that was officially live. Total interaction. We also threw in there clearing and activation, one that we have not done with not even our own personal clients yet. So this could be interesting if you're looking for clearing, if you're looking for more understanding of the heart chakra and the solar plexus and the Lionsgate and what this portal is about. You have up until the 12th, you said, for this portal to stay open. So there's still a couple of days. So definitely look in and we'll tag it over here. We'll try to tag the video over here somewhere.
All right, doesn't matter. All right.
And that's it for today, guys.
Okay, guys, I love you.
This was lovely, like always. And
Next week is the devil. So ask a question about ego, self-sabotage, addictions, whatever you want.
And if you like this, share this video. Or like it. Or do nothing.
Do it all.
Or do it all. Yeah, do it all.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.